The power pallet has many parts, some of which can be dangerous. You need to know what to look out for so you can take care of yourself and provide a safe work environment. The producer gas that's made in the reactor and that runs the engine is about 20% carbon monoxide, so you need to work in a well-ventilated space. We've also included a carbon monoxide sensor in your power pallet kit. We recommend working outdoors to ensure proper ventilation at all times.
This is especially important whenever you open the hopper to add fuel or any of the other containers such as the filter or ash vessels. In fact, the time when there is most likely to be lots of CO around is after you shut off the engine and flare. Once they aren't burning anymore, it is more likely to be able to collect and then leak out. You should also avoid breathing the smoke that comes out of the flare when you first start up or shut down. Many parts of the power pallet can get very hot and cause bad burns. Never touch the flare stack when it is running, and be careful of the metal tubes and containers. It's a good idea to keep a pair of gloves around so you can handle these parts without getting burned. As with any rotating machinery, you should not wear loose clothes, neckties, or dangling jewelry that might get caught in the engine or generator. The power pallet, like any other engine-driven device, is loud. If you're going to spend much time around it while it's running, plan on wearing hearing protection like earplugs or a headset, along with safety glasses. Finally, avoid getting liquids from the filter and condensate jar on your skin, and avoid breathing any of the smoke, gases, or dust that come out of any part of your power pallet. You need to be careful to protect your machine as well. Make sure you've set up your power pallet on a level surface. There are many parts of your machine, like the check valve and the feed systems, that will not work right if your machine is tilted. Make sure that whenever the flare is burning, you're also running the air blower to keep the heat from damaging the blowers. When filling the hopper, be careful to keep any of the feedstock from falling into the engine or generator. Make sure any electrical loads are disconnected from the machine before you start the engine by flipping off any circuit breakers or unplugging any cords that may have been added to your power pallet. This is another of those things that will work a little differently with the grid tie option. So if you are running a power pallet tied to the grid, be sure to check your grid tie supplement or the technician's manual. We also have an upcoming advanced session just on grid tie systems. Remember too that electricity is very dangerous. Since the power pallet doesn't come with any plugs or switches, it will need an electrician who knows about your local electrical codes and regulations to make sure you hook it up to all the proper circuit breakers, wire sizes, and gear needed to prevent fires and injury. Try to never forget the producer gas mixed with air can be dangerous, and that many of the power pallet vessels can explode if you're not careful. One of the best ways to avoid this is to make sure they have as little extra space in them as you can. So make sure the filter is full, with no more than 50 millimeters, or about 2 inches, of empty space between the filter lid and the top of the filter materials. And also make sure there's at least 1 inch of empty space so the gas flow doesn't get blocked. Don't let the hopper get completely empty before you refill it. Keep it at least 1/4 full at all times.
The other way to prevent explosions is to keep air from getting sucked into the power pallet through any leaks. So whenever you're putting something back together, like the lid on the hopper or any gaskets, make sure they're clean surfaces and that you've got a good tight grip. Safety is such an important part, we're actually going to have a complete section on this. And as always, you can come back and review this material as much as you want. Air leaks can cause severe damage to your power pallet, but they're also a real safety concern. And we want to make sure that you are able to operate safely and consistently.